I'm going to show you 6 websites. All of them are free. All of them are completely legal. And every single one of them, the first time you open it, will make you genuinely question how something this powerful is sitting on the open internet for anyone to use. Disclaimer: everything here is publicly accessible and legal. These are used daily by security professionals, investigators, and researchers. Authorized and ethical use only. Website number 1, Kaspersky Cyberthreat Map. Open this one first, full screen, and just watch for 30 seconds. What you're looking at is the internet's attack surface rendered as a rotating 3D globe covered in light beams. Each beam is a real cyber attack in progress. Email threats, network intrusions, web attacks, malware infections, pulled from Kaspersky's global sensor network and visualized in real time as it happens. The attacks don't stop. They don't slow down. They're not concentrated in one region. They're global, constant, and completely relentless. What you're watching isn't a simulation or an artistic impression. It's actual malicious traffic hitting actual targets across every continent simultaneously. Right now, while you read this sentence, click any country and the statistics update. Which threat categories are most active? Whether the country is primarily a source or a target. Which attack types are dominant at that moment? The numbers change in real time. Most people show this to someone else within 60 seconds of opening it. Not because it's complicated, because watching the actual scale of global cyber attacks rendered visually changes something in how you think about online security. It's not alarming because it's secret. It's alarming because it's real. cybermap.kaspersky.com. Open it right now. Website number 2, DeHashed. The phrase data breach appears in headlines constantly. DeHashed is where you understand what those words actually mean. 24 billion records from over 24,000 separate breach events. Every major hack of the past decade and most of the minor ones, all indexed into a single searchable database. You type an email address and it returns every breach that email appeared in, with the actual leaked data, the username, the password hash, sometimes the plaintext password, the IP address logged at account creation, the physical address if the breached platform collected it, not a notification, not a warning, the actual record. What makes it genuinely alarming is running your own email address through it. Most people are in somewhere between 3 and 15 breaches they never knew about. The credentials from a forum they signed up for in 2015, the password from a shopping site that was compromised in 2018. All of it sitting in DeHashed, indexed, searchable by anyone who creates an account. The reason it exists legally is that this data was already publicly leaked. DeHashed collected what was already out there. Understanding your own exposure changes how you manage passwords permanently. DeHashed.com, free monitoring. 2 cents per query for full records. Website number 3, Shodan. If DeHashed shows what's leaked from the past, Shodan shows what's exposed right now. Shodan is a search engine, but not for websites. It indexes devices. Every internet-connected device it can reach gets scanned, and its open ports, running services, software versions, and banner responses get logged and made searchable. The feels illegal moment comes from what actually appears in the results. Search for a specific router model and see tens of thousands of instances, with their admin interfaces accessible, and many still running factory default credentials. Search for database systems and find exposed MongoDB instances, Elasticsearch clusters, and Redis servers broadcasting their contents to anyone who connects. Search for industrial systems and find operational technology that should never be reachable from the public internet. Nothing Shodan indexed required unauthorized access. Every device was already broadcasting this information publicly. Shodan just made it searchable. Security professionals use Shodan to find their own exposed assets before attackers do. That's the legitimate purpose. But searching a corporate name and seeing what their internet exposure actually looks like is an experience that fundamentally changes how you think about attack surfaces. Shodan.io, free account with daily limits. Website number 4, criminal IP. Shodan tells you a device is exposed. Criminal IP shows you what you see when you connect to it. The image search feature is what stops people. It's a live, continuously updated visual grid of internet-facing devices that are publicly exposing their interfaces. Not a list of IP addresses, not technical data in a table, actual rendered screenshots. The login page of a router with its admin panel visible, the live view from a security camera that requires no authentication, the control dashboard of an industrial system someone left connected to the internet without a password. Criminal IP's scanners connect to publicly accessible devices, capture what's displayed, and add the screenshot to the searchable grid, filterable by country, device type, risk score, and capture date. Every screenshot here represents a device that was already completely open to anyone who connected to it. Criminal IP didn't access anything that wasn't publicly accessible, but seeing the actual interfaces rendered visually, rather than reading an IP address in a list, makes the exposure impossible to abstract away. Security teams use it to check whether their own infrastructure appears. Finding your own camera or control panel in criminal IP's grid before an attacker does is exactly the use case it was built for. Website number 5, Any.run. Upload a malware sample, watch it run, in your browser, in real time, interactively. That sentence describes what Any.run actually does, and it still sounds wrong when you read it. Any.run is an interactive malware sandbox. Submit a suspicious file or URL, and it executes inside an isolated virtual machine while you observe every action through a browser interface. The file system changes appear as they happen. Network connections fire and you see the destination. Registry modifications get logged in real time. Processes spawn and you watch the tree build. Screenshots of the malware's visual output update live, so you can see exactly what it's presenting to the user. The interactive part is what separates it from automated sandboxes. Malware that waits for a user action before delivering its payload, a click, a scroll, a keyboard shortcut, can be triggered. You control the interaction. You're running the infection deliberately to watch it unfold. The public database of past analyses covers millions of submitted samples, all searchable by hash, tag, or malware family. Threat intelligence teams search it to understand what a sample does before touching an actual infected machine. Security researchers use it to study techniques. Students use it to learn without risk. The experience of watching ransomware encrypt files in a sandbox in real time is not something you forget. Website number 6, GreyNoise. Last one, and the one that stays with you longest after you close the tab. GreyNoise runs a global network of honeypot sensors, servers deliberately left accessible on the internet that do nothing except receive unsolicited traffic. Every automated scanner, every bot, every opportunistic probe sweeping across IP address ranges hits GreyNoise's sensors eventually. GreyNoise logs it, classifies it, and makes it searchable. The visualizer at viz.greynoise.io shows you what this looks like in real time. Every service currently being swept globally, every CVE currently being probed, every geographic source of scanning activity, live, continuous, right now. Here's the thing that changes perspective permanently. Every public IP address on the internet, including yours, receives this traffic constantly. Your home router, your server, any device with a public IP. Automated systems are probing it for open ports and known vulnerabilities every single day, around the clock, without ever stopping. You just couldn't see it before. GreyNoise makes it visible. Security teams use it to distinguish this background noise from actual targeted threats, to filter out the automated sweeps and identify traffic that's specifically aimed at their infrastructure. But understanding that the internet's background state is constant automated probing of every connected device is the kind of knowledge that changes how you think about what being online means. Like and subscribe. Drop a comment. Which one hit hardest when you first opened it? See you in the next one.